What does it all mean? I've been thinking about this all week, and I don't think I'm any closer to the truth. I mean, HCBBS. What on earth can HCBBS stand for? And what on earth is going to happen when this counter reaches the bottom? I mean, we're in the yellow zone. I don't know what it means to be in the yellow zone, but we're in the yellow zone. I'm guessing... I mean, to be fair, I hadn't even thought about this. It looks like it's starting good, and then it's going to red. That definitely suggests that something bad is going to happen when the countdown hits the bottom. You know, if something good was going to happen, then it would go from red to green, but it's going from green to red. This is a bad direction. I'm going to head back to my base and do a little bit of brainstorming. I'm going to... Hermits could be brainstorming. Hermits could be brains... It knows! It's too powerful. I can't help but notice that someone keeps feeding my base, and I just want to say to whoever it is, I appreciate you. I really, really appreciate you. I think this thing would have died considerably more frequently if that wasn't happening. Brainstorming has been completed. I've been reading through your comments and there's some very good suggestions in there as well. So I thought I would just get them all noted down. And, you know, hopefully we can work this out. I mean, Hermitcraft bans building shops. That would be quite a big change. Hermitcraft banking and building society. I mean, that seems unlikely because there's an and in the middle. That would be HCBABS. How can bot be saved? Maybe it's something to do with Grumbot. Help change B-Dub's bedtime schedule. That? I mean, change is coming. This is what they say. Maybe this is the change. Hermit's content, but becoming scared. I mean, that's definitely the case. That's definitely what's going on. Hermit challenges be back soon. I feel like I would know about that, given that, you know, I'm kind of responsible for Hermit challenges. I don't need some big fancy clock falling from outer space to tell me to do Hermit challenges. I'll do Hermit challenges when I want. I kind of want to do some Hermit challenges now. I would say out of all the suggestions so far, this one is probably the most likely. You know, the letters match up perfectly. Oh, except I totally forgot about this one. Hermitcraft Mumbo Baggins Society. The Hermitcraft Mumbo Baggins Society. I mean that has a ring to it, and that does make sense. That makes a lot of sense. An awful lot of sense. The countdown is going to reach the bottom, and then everyone is going to join my Hermitcraft Mumbo Baggins Society. I guess I should probably start preparing. Oh dear. Oh, my poor hobbit hole. I mean, look at this. This is not a good situation. No wonder a giant clock arrived from out of space telling me that I need to do something about this, because this is an issue. This is all... Look at this. I didn't even bother to fill up the hole where my enchanting table used to be. Right, stage number 1 is to do a quick cleanup of this area and make sure that everything is looking good. Then stage 2 is to make some additions to the hobbit hole. What is this? What has happened here? The palm trees have returned, but in a new form, is there? Oh my goodness, he's actually put all the resources that are dotted around in the Pacific area. I came back here because I needed to grab my shulker boxes. Are these all my shulker boxes? They're all my... The painful thing is, I'm now going to need to break this. I'm going to have to break the palm tree again because I need to get my stuff back and put it into my ender chest. Well, it's good to see Iskall back on the server. I mean, how much would he kill me if I just left I could totally, because some of these shulker boxes aren't mine. I'm going to leave a floating palm tree. This actually hurts me physically a little bit to look at. Not only because just chest-based palm trees are ridiculously ugly as is, but the fact that they're now floating... I don't know, if these stay when Pacific opens, we're not going to get any customers. Anyway, back over at the hobbit hole now. Everything is now looking very clean. It's looking incredibly tidy. We even have a nice transition to the secondary hobbit hole. The downstairs has been cleaned up. The creeper holes have been removed. And I've replaced my front door. I'm really hoping that Grin doesn't steal this again. I've even made our Kaguma vault functional once more. This is the best the Mumbo Baggins hobbit hole has looked since the very start of this Hermitcraft season. And I would say it's a very good place to run our Hermitcraft Mumbo Baggins Society from. We have this little open area here, which I'm looking to expand to create our new headquarters. Now, this headquarters is going to include all of the things required for a Mumbo Baggins society. And what are those things? Well, I'm not actually sure just yet. One thing's for certain, though, we have got plenty of space to construct those things. I mean, look at this area. Because, of course, we just terraformed and built everything up for the base, it means that we've got this massive hollow space underneath here that we can actually fill with the gigantic headquarters. Now, having spent a lot of time researching various different hobbit hole interiors, I found that most of them tend to use quite dark types of wood. I would say in Minecraft the closest thing to it is spruce, and that obviously doesn't really fit in with the vibe that we have going on in this part of the hobbit hole. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to block off this area, and then through these doors, this is where our gigantic hobbit hole is going to be going, or should I say hobbit headquarters. I definitely should have just bought those spruce wood logs. Regardless, I am now kitted out with a ton of them. We've got almost a full inventory of the stuff, which should definitely help us out. I feel really, really sorry for this villager because every single time he gets to bed, I take him out of his bed. He hasn't had a good night's sleep for like 4 days. I'm going to be honest, and don't ask me why, I am suddenly incredibly nervous for this structure. It feels so outside of my wheelhouse. I'm kind of terrified at this point in time. So much so that there's been 3 hours between that clip and the previous. I've been stuck in a state of paralysis, not wanting to start because I don't really know how to start. And the way that I'm just going to start is by placing blocks and hoping for the best. What could possibly go wrong? So far, I hate it. I actually hate it. So, things can go wrong. Clearly things can go wrong. I'm trying my best to make use of as many different types of spruce wood as I possibly can, just to really try and add some variety into this and make it not look so 2012, but I still feel like it's looking quite 2012. Okay, I'm starting... Now that I have a roof on it, I am actually starting to think that this is feeling quite homely. Like, this is hitting the correct vibe. I think I'm on the right frequency here. I'm liking the archways. I am actually liking the different types of spruce wood. I do think we've got enough texture. I don't feel like it's feeling 2012, but I have now run into a bit of an issue, which is we've got this first area done, but then I noticed that this ceiling is way higher than I expected, and it's going to crash into all of this stuff, and I can't move this stuff, which means that we're going to have to drop it down, and I do not know. I don't know how I'm going to drop this down. Like, this archway... Do I do another archway? What do I do? It's at this point where I've run out of talent. I mean, it definitely isn't perfect. But I do think that this works. I definitely think the addition of the trapdoors has helped things out in this situation. I'm also quite surprised we actually need more space. This wasn't initially going to be a big build, but I've gotten carried away. Next major problem has occurred, which is this corner right here. It is a nightmare. I don't know what to do about it. I really don't know what to do about it. My brain is hurting. I would rather do redstone, like super complicated redstone, than deal with this angle. But after a decent mental workout, okay, really firing all my cylinders in my brain box here, I have come up with this solution. I have to mirror it on the other side. Oh, no, well, I can't mirror it on the other side. Oh, gosh. Maybe just for this specific arch, I pushed this part of the wall backwards. So then I can mirror it on the other side, so it's not completely unsymmetrical. Let's have a look and see how that is all coming together. Yeah, I would say that's alright. I'm pretty happy with that. I'd say we need a little bit more texture in this wall, but other than that, we're good. And this little section is now all completed. Absolute nightmare. Absolute nightmare of a section. Definitely gave me a number of headaches, but I'm really, really happy with how this has turned out. I actually think I prefer this area to the first area that I constructed. I especially like this wall detail. It's kind of like an eye. You know, if you squint, it kind of looks like the wall is staring at you. But that's fine. Maybe this could be an ever-present reminder of the overlords that are clearly watching us, which are counting down until the Mumbo Baggins Society. Yeah, I'm certain that that's what they're counting down for. The Mumbo Baggins Society, I'm certain that that's what HCBBS actually stands for. I would bet my base on it. If I'm wrong, someone can genuinely get my base. Those are some pretty serious stakes. Right, let's get this thing finished up. And now that the hard and confusing parts are all completed, we should be able to breeze through the process of constructing this thing. Getting all of the blocks in place, getting the various different chambers. I kind of want to have a number of rooms in this area. I want it to feel like... I want it to feel like it's like a actually lived-in headquarters, you know? We can have food halls, we can have quest rooms. Of course, we need to have a meeting room to discuss plans, what we're going to do in the Mumbo Baggins Society. And I completely breezed over the quest room. Obviously, quest rooms are incredibly important. You know, quests and adventures, we can plan those things out. Big old maps and things. Yeah. I'm excited for this new future of the Hermitcraft server. Who would have thought when we started Hermitcraft Season 7 it would end up being all about hobbits. So this is the space that we've got. As you can see, it's actually quite a large space. It actually did end up taking quite a lot of time, and if we head back over to my spruce wood shulker box, this thing started off completely full. Look how much spruce we used. I'm actually very glad that I went out and gathered the spruce as opposed to buying it from Ren, because this would have been a very expensive build. But yeah, I'm chuffed to bits with this place. I really got into the rhythm of building it. I actually like the way that it looks. I think it's a lovely looking area. It's really warm. It feels incredibly cozy. It's nice. I can't wait to start getting some furniture in place. But for now, we're going to take a quick break from this one, and we're going to head back over to the Hermitcraft shopping district near the HCBBS and actually put up signs telling everyone that I've found the meaning and that they should join into my society. Hopefully people do actually join, because otherwise I'm going to be quite lonely in this massive HQ. I am totally going to take a lot of inspiration from this build right here. This is like the exact thing that I had in my head as to what I want my stand to look like, and there's already one here. Could I just take out some of the honey and commandeer this stand? Is that unfair? I mean, it's in the perfect spot as well. This really is. This is what I want my stand to be. Regardless, I think I found a pretty good space for it back here next to the gigantic diamond pile that seems to have appeared in Bernie's plot. Hello. Okay, says Iskal. I'm sorry I was stuck on a roof, but now I'm back. Is he saying that he's been on the Pacific roof for the past month? As a good deed to the server, I invite anyone to take what they need from this here diamond pile. Wait, he's giving these away? He's giving away diamonds. I don't know how I feel about this. We're meant to be partners. We're Pacific partners, right? And 50% of the person that I'm in business with is just handing out diamonds for free. What? Iskal, what are you doing, mate? Would it be good to just take all of them? I mean, like, do I take the entire diamond pile and then present them to Iskal saying that we can't be in business if you're going to be doing stuff like this? Or is that... No, that seems bad. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. I'm going to take one for good measure. Just out of principle. Anyway, back to the stand at hand. Doesn't have to be grand, but it also can't be bland. To me, it looks like this is all going as planned, and standing in this sun is getting me rather tanned. Alright, I'm going to stop it with the rhymes now because they're getting ridiculous. It could be argued that you're getting rhyme spammed. No, seriously, I really need to stop now. I'm being very conscious of the fact that I now can't say words that end in and. I mean, does that mean that I can't say the word and? Look, alright, this looks good. And I'm very happy with it. I think it's come together nicely. Now we need to actually fill it with the details and all of the propaganda. Okay, propaganda is a bit of a strong word. Maybe just, it's just going to be very persuasive joining things, because I totally believe that HCBBS does stand for Hermitcraft Bumbo Baggins Society. I would say that this is a pretty persuasive start. We're all hobbits, Hermitcraft Bumbo Baggins Society, be ready for the end. You know, Hermitcraft Bumbo Baggins Society is the meaning. I think that gets the message across quite quickly, and then hopefully that will direct them to come over to this little stand right here. And inside that stand, we've got this book, Hermitcraft Bumbo Baggins Society. I have found the meaning of the giant clock. When the countdown ends, Hermitcraft will be changed into a server of hobbits. There'll be quests, food, and more food. Anyone not prepared for this change, aka people not part of the Hermitcraft Bumbo Baggins Society, will be left without a group of hobbit friends. There will be a lone hobbit, sad and dejected. If you join the HCBBS today, you will get your cool hobbit skin, access to the new Hobbit HQ with multiple food halls, access to exclusive quests, to acquire offerings for the countdown clock, and most importantly, a society of friends to enjoy merriment with when the changeover arrives. Be prepared. Be in the Bumbo Baggins Society. I don't know about you guys, but I'm convinced. You know, if I wasn't the person who was running the society, I would totally join that society. With that being said, I join pretty much anything that I'm asked to join. Everything is all in place. Everything is ready to go. If anyone wants to join up to the Hermitcraft Bumbo Baggins Society, then we are ready. We are ready to start accepting hobbits. Well, this is awkward. Let's stop hanging around and crack back on with the Hobbit HQ. First things first, we have to work out what each room is going to be. So, this first room right here, I would say is going to be a food hall. So this can be an area where all of the food is. You know, I know hobbits like food, so we'll have a food hall here, and then this one can be a food hall. So this can be food hall number 2. This one could probably be a food hall. I reckon this area would also make quite a nice food hall. This part can be the quest room. I feel like this could be potentially the quest room. You know, it'll have the maps and the things. Another food hall, and yeah, I think that's everything. Oh, I completely forgot about that one. Okay, this is Alright, this is by far the smallest room. I mean, I guess we could probably do with some form of meeting room, you know, an area where we actually meet up and discuss things and do all the important stuff to do with the Hermitcraft Mumbo Bagging Society, so I suppose that can go in this area here. Yeah, I'd say that's a pretty solid plan. Now, I must admit, interiors are one of those things that I've always really struggled with in Minecraft. I'm okay with building gigantic bases and even doing gigantic interiors, but when it comes to actually making a little home, it's where I start to struggle. But this is my first food room, and you know what? I actually quite like it. I kind of want to move in here. It feels all warm and cozy. I just want to sit here and eat some oats. Right, the next room is coming along quite strongly. So I had this idea of having like a small kitchen bar area, and then out the back, I guess if we just add some shelves in, I mean, this is kind of a difficult thing. Does that, no, see that makes it look too flat. I do kind of wish that I could make use of tiny blocks in this, because then obviously I could have tiny melons and pumpkins in the mix. I still think that's not too bad. Now that there's more stuff in here, I would say that it's actually worked out quite nicely. This looks good. This is kind of like the fruit eating room and also extra cooking area, I guess. Actually coming back up to the original room, I know that I said I wanted to eat oats here, so I guess this can be the oat room. I really wish I knew how to make these item frames invisible. There is a way to do it on Hermitcraft, I'm not very good at that sort of thing. Room number 2 is now all completed. I've just gone through and I've removed all of the torches and replaced them with these hidden light sources, which I think looks better. I would say this next food hall should be a tiny bit more dramatic. Let's see what we can do here. Already, this is a pretty strong start, but it could be about to get a little bit grim. That's not good. I didn't even think about that. I genuinely picked up that head thinking that was the closest thing to a pig head without... I mean, it kind of looks like a pig. Oh no, this is awful. And the worst part is, I think it's going to have to stay because I don't have any alternate heads that look like pigs' heads. So... this is going to get some reactions. Anyone who joins the Hermitcraft Mumbo Bagging Society might swiftly unjoin the Hermitcraft Mumbo Bagging Society when they see that thing. Although I have to say, despite our very odd looking hog roast, I am absolutely loving the way that this is coming together. Like, this is way better than I expected it to be. The idea of the many food halls is actually, it looks good. I want this many food halls in my actual base. My actual base doesn't even have a food hall. I should make a food hall. With that being said, I'm really struggling with constructing this food hall. What can I do here to make this one unique and different from the other ones? And that's when I thought of it, every childhood dream, the candy room. I mean, look at this. Look, we've got cookies. Wait, Sacred Biscuit? What is this from? Is this from Hermit Challenges? Like, yes, of course it is. This is the sign up. This is the sign up biscuit. Does it completely break all laws of physics to have an aquarium made out of fence posts? I mean, it definitely feels like it breaks all laws of physics, but then again, this is Minecraft, a place where you can have floating trees. I feel like this could be okay, because the issue is I can't imagine hobbits having like a glass fish tank, so I needed to come up with something else, and this seemed like the best option. Anyway, of course, I finished my sweet and cookies room. That is now all done, and I thought for the final room, it would make sense that we have fish. You know, we've got pretty much every other food type apart from fish, so getting some aquatic animals in here makes sense. The fence post aquarium is still up for debate, though. I've just had a thought. Apparently, hobbits eat 6 meals per day, and I can't help but notice that we've only got 5 food halls. Now, as much as I originally planned on creating the quest room in this area here with all the maps and everything like that, I feel like the food hall is arguably more important. I guess we can just do quests in the meeting room. I mean, this is more than enough. How big do the quests need to be? And I'm almost embarrassed to admit that I almost constructed this whole thing without a bread room. I mean, how can we build this without a bread room? There we go. I mean, look, imagine if we had some horrible quest room here, loads of maps and loads of productive things. No, instead we have bread by the bucket load. Oh, and I guess I also finished our meeting room, but that's not really that important. This place has come together in an absolutely wonderful fashion. It's really nice. I kind of want to live in here. I might ditch the whole base and just stay in my various food halls. But there is one set of glaring omissions in this area here. Yep, it has come to this. Has this ever been enjoyable? Like, has anyone ever woken up and just gone, I want to fish in Minecraft today? Because I feel like it's not the case. Oh no! Oh. My skills are too fast. My reactions were too hot. I jumped the gun. I must admit, this is a lot more entertaining. This is actually quite enjoyable. I enjoy this sort of fishing. And now with the placement of this final fish in that final item frame in the final food hall, this thing is now all completed. The Hermitcraft Mumbo Baggins Society headquarters is now ready for action. And I've got to say, I'm actually pretty proud of what I've managed to achieve. You know, I cannot do interiors for the life of me, so taking on a pretty much purely interior build that was a challenge. But if you don't challenge yourself, you don't grow. And that's what I'm going to leave you with today. Hopefully plenty of hermits join my little society here so you can enjoy my many food halls. I hope you enjoyed this Hermitcraft episode, and I'll catch you in the next one. See ya. And I'm actually going to run with that challenge-related sentiment, and I'm actually going to flip it onto you guys. I want you to head down to the comment section and let me know something that you challenged yourself with recently. Something that you struggle with, but you decided to give it a go, you persevered, and you actually managed to make it work. Doesn't have to be to do with Minecraft. It can be about general life. It can be about anything. Alright? I'd love to read through all of that.